Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sam's Financial Corner. And in today's episode, we're going to continue with the series Developing the Workforce of You. And the topic of today's video is controlling your narrative. And I know some people may say, controlling your narrative, what does that mean? So I'll give you a little brief story. I was working at a really decent organization. No, I don't take that back decent. They were really good. One of the best places I think I ever worked at. And, I was always quiet. But I came to understand to have relationships with not just your peers, but management. And there was a manager, and me and her, we got along pretty good. We would talk here and there. She would give me advice. I give her my perspective on things. It was a very mutual, beneficial relationship. And then I noticed at some point it shifted. At least being cool, if for lack of a better term, I can't think of anything else right now, but being able to, that relationship started to feel a little disjointed. And eventually it kind of dissolved. And I'm thinking to myself, what happened? We went from, we weren't best friends, but from a professional perspective, we talked, we engaged each other, we listened to each other, gave each other ideas. It was a very professional relationship. And then it just changed. It shifted. And I'm thinking to myself, did I say something? And I think at this time I was still a little brash and abrasive. And I just went through it. I was like, what's the problem? Because did I do something? What's going on? And at first she was kind of defensive, but I'm like, I'm not leaving till you tell me, did I do something? What? And as we had a conversation, what I realized was that there was somebody else who was pretending to be my friend or whatever, saying things that I was not saying. And what I realized is that you can't let certain people or anybody, let me rephrase that. You can't let anybody control your narrative. Don't ever let anybody speak to anybody on your behalf. Don't let anyone make it seem like, oh no, Sam, or whatever your name is, I got your back. Don't worry about it, I'm gonna talk to such and such, blah, blah, blah. Because oftentimes they don't. They will sit there and they will spin a story for their own benefit. And so it was at that point that I was like, oh, that's what that person said? Okay, let me go handle this. God, I was so, I'm laughing at myself because I go, God, I was so ignorant. And she was like, Sam, no. I'm like, no, because that's not the truth. Me and you talk, you know who I am or whatever. She was like, you're right. And everything was ironed out. I still did confront the person because I'm not going to let stuff, I'm going to let you know who you are and that I see you, because I don't play those games. But just on a very real level, it was just learning that lesson about controlling my narrative. Never let anybody else speak for you. Don't let anybody else talk for you, say anything. Don't. People will advocate for you. And I don't want to make it seem like you can't trust anybody, don't talk to anybody. But you just have to be very, very careful about letting people control your narrative and be able to control the image that you have in the office, because not everyone is your advocate and not everyone cares about you and wanting you to advance or to have more than them. Some people get really jealous when they see you have relationships with someone. And I'm not talking about sexual, and we're talking specifically in the office. Some people will have an attitude with you if you know somebody in management. And you all could just be a very casual, professional. When you see each other, you all speak, you vibe. It's not a big deal, but people see it and then they get jealous. Or people see it and then think you know things, or people see it and they think that you now have all of this power. So my advice, I've said it throughout this little video, and I'm gonna keep this very short. Control your narrative. Make sure that the professional image that you have out there is the image that you want. Do not let anybody control your narrative. And if you learn that someone is, do everything you can to refute it, because what you don't want is a negative image of yourself, especially one that is not true. So thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.